Hello everybody, today we are going to be talking about a game which was ranked first in GameRank's list of top 25 goriest games of all time. I'm talking about Manhunt 2, a title developed by none other than Rockstar Games. The best part about this game is the fact that it came out on the PSP, and the PSP version was actually the superior version, and if you want to know why, then watch the full video and you will get the answer. Manhunt 2 was released in 2007 and it is a sequel to the 2003 title Manhunt. The game is set in the fictional city of Cottonmouth and follows the story of Daniel Lamb, a mental patient suffering from amnesia as he tries to uncover his identity, and Leo Kasper, a sociopathic assassin who guides Daniel in his journey. The storyline is really dark and it features some amazing plot twists, but I am not gonna spoil the story for you. The story is gonna really surprise you in the end, and I don't really wanna spoil the suspense aspect for you. The story begins at an asylum for the criminally insane, where a severe thunderstorm causes the security systems to go offline, opening the cell doors throughout the facility, resulting in the populace wandering freely throughout the corridors. One of the inmates is Daniel Lamb, and he's accompanied by Leo Kasper. Daniel is disoriented and suffers from amnesia. Unable to remember anything about why or how he ended up in the asylum, under the guidance of Leo, they escape the facility and make their way to the ruins of Daniel's old home, where Daniel recovers some medication which Leo says he left there for himself in the event of him forgetting his past. The medication helps to clear his head somewhat, and he begins to remember fragments of his former life. Then, along with Leo, he sets out to unravel the mysteries of his past, all the while being pursued by bounty hunters and agents of a mysterious organization called the Project. The story is filled with suspense, and like I said in the beginning, you are gonna be really surprised in the end. And it's something that is totally worth experiencing. And yeah, it's also filled with some really cool sci-fi elements as well. So yeah, the story is just fantastic, but it is a Rockstar game, so the gameplay is obviously the king here. This is a third-person stealth game, and the primary gameplay mechanic is obviously the stealth executions. You must approach an enemy from behind undetected and kill them. There are 3 levels of executions present, with each level progressively more violent and graphic than the last. There is a lock-on indicator present actually, which changes color over time to indicate the level, like white is level 1, yellow is level 2, and red is level 3. Level 1 executions are quick and not very bloody, level 2 are more gory, while level 3 are over the top. Along with these 3 levels of executions, you can also use firearms to execute your enemies, and then you've also got environmental executions as well as jump executions. In environmental executions, you are going to be using elements from the game world itself, such as manhole covers, telephones, fuse boxes and toilets, etc. Then in jump executions, you are going to be attacking enemies from above or by leaping off a ledge. While out of combat, you must hide from enemies by simply staying out of their point of view or hiding in shadows. If an enemy hasn't seen you enter a shadow, they won't be able to detect you within it. But if an enemy spots you enter a shadow, they are gonna come around and investigate, and a quick time event is gonna be triggered, and if you complete it successfully, you're gonna remain undetected. But if you fail at it, they are gonna go berserk on you. When discovered by the enemies, you have the option to run, hide or attempt to fight back with hand-to-hand combat or whatever weapons you have on you. You can engage the enemies in gunfights, and firearms are available, all sorts of weapons, handguns, machine guns and shotguns and stuff. And then there is a cover mechanic present as well, and you can also target individual body parts of your enemies, which is really cool. The cover mechanics and gunplay is really fun, but you're gonna have to stick with stealth most of the times. Plus, lurking in the shadows and surprise takedowns of enemies is something that never gets old. And these takedowns are actually really brutal, and that's something because of which this title struggled with the ratings back in the day. Anyways, then another huge aspect of this title is the audio. Simple tasks such as running, opening doors, walking on gravel and corn stalks, or accidentally knocking objects over can alert the enemy to your position. But on the positive side, you can use sound sources such as machinery sound to cover the sound of your own movements. You can also create sounds to lure enemies and take them out. And then you can also throw objects such as bottles or bricks to create sounds and distract enemies as well. So yeah, the gameplay is just fantastic and it requires you to be a bit patient and intelligent with your movements and actions. This title can get really tense at times and you're gonna have a sense of great accomplishment when you get out of a tough situation without any harm. And yeah, it's an amazing title and totally worth checking out. And then as far as the negatives go, this title did have one issue, which was outdated visuals actually, since this game was also released on the PC, PS2 and Nintendo Wii. It really was not good looking on any of those systems, but on the PSP with its small screen it was actually fine to look at. And that's why I think the PSP version of this title was actually the superior one. That's a personal opinion though, and the fact that you could take it anywhere, it's a portable version, was also a huge plus. So yeah, this is an amazing stealth title for the PSP and totally worth checking out. So if you are into PSP games and PSP emulation, definitely don't miss out on this one. And if you love PSP games, do check out the video I made on the highly underrated fighting title on the PSP, Gladiator Begins. And thank you very much for watching. Peace out.